New this hour, dramatic new details about the unidentified object shot down by fighter jets.
An airline passenger named Michelle Reyes is shooting the skyline with her cell phone, but something zipped past her window at an extremely high rate of speed.
What is happening here? This is not a plane. This is not a drone. What is this thing?
Minutes ago, a pilot actually filmed a UFO flying through the sky. There are countless rumors that the U.S. government is secretly shaking hands with aliens, keeping us in the dark. For many people, these encounters serve as a warning that the aliens will take over. What if there's more to those planes than meets the eye? Let us uncover the hidden relationship between extraterrestrial being and our evil government. The mystical creatures above. The idea of flying humans, secretive government deals with aliens, and UFOs disguised as airplanes sounds like something from a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? Yet, there are many stories and some people really believe them. They talk about seeing giant objects in the sky or even capturing unusual events on camera where military jets seem to chase or guide these UFOs. It's all hush-hush, but occasionally a video or a story slips through, sparking rumors about what the government might be up to. Now think about a passenger on a plane who expects to see a lovely view, but instead spots a creepy, saucer-shaped UFO right next to the plane. Scary, right? This UFO then zips away, leaving behind a cloud of black smoke, maybe to cover its escape? It's a chilling tale, but without hard proof, it's just a story. Or consider a pilot who notices a strange, fast-moving object. It could be alien, or maybe just a weather balloon caught in the wind. It's easy to jump to exciting conclusions of extraterrestrial activities, but often, simpler explanations might be overlooked. These sightings stir up a lot of interest and skepticism. They make us wonder and imagine, but without solid evidence, they remain just intriguing stories. Reminders of our love for thrilling mysteries that may have mundane explanations. This incident left passengers and viewers of the video wondering about our place in the universe. In another scene during what appeared to be an ordinary airplane path through clouds, something terrifying emerged. It seemed as if this object had been hiding in the clouds, only becoming visible as the plane got close. Interestingly, the authorities have not acknowledged these sightings, which only adds to people's ongoing questions about these unidentified flying objects. In another case, a pilot who should be familiar with almost everything in the sky felt compelled to record his encounter with a dark, strange-shaped object while flying. This object became more distinct as he got closer, yet it did not look like anything recognizable as human-made. These events continue to provoke a lot of discussion. They challenge our usual understanding of the world and suggest there might be unknown technologies or beings out there. However, without clear explanations from any credible authority, these sightings mainly inspire a lot of speculation and lively debates online. Are we really seeing evidence of other civilizations visiting us? Or are we simply eager to believe there is more to our existence than we know? As these videos keep getting shared and watched, it becomes harder to distinguish between what could be real and what might just be a play on our desires for something more significant than our known world. These unresolved sightings keep us questioning and guessing. They interrupt our everyday views and hint at greater possibilities that our current knowledge cannot explain. Yet, the lack of definitive answers or credible confirmations turns these potential encounters with UFOs into mere topics for endless debate and curiosity. This cycle of speculation and debate continues to fuel interest and discussion across various platforms, blurring the lines between fact and fiction, leaving us all to wonder about the true nature of these sightings. One incident, a camera picked up an unclear object that might have been made of metal. It looked just like the UFOs often shown in movies, but even the pilot couldn't tell exactly what it was. People watching the video online quickly concluded that this was a visit from outer space. The object was small and hard to see clearly, but many believed it was an alien sighting. A person driving home from a faraway place felt an increase in fear when he noticed he wasn't alone. He thought his companions were from another planet. Lights in the sky formed a shape like a triangular craft, leading him to believe he was seeing a giant spaceship possibly aiming to abduct humans. He was fortunate to escape unharmed. During a flight, a passenger saw something extraordinary beside their plane, an aircraft with a strange triangular shape. This dark, triangular craft resembled those seen in sci-fi movies, causing alarm among the passengers. Was this an interaction with alien technology, or just a visual illusion? The details of where this happened remain hidden, perhaps kept hidden by the authorities. As we gaze up at the heavens, the sky reveals its tales. Let's explore what lies beyond the gaze. The recurring UFO sightings. Locals captured a very clear video of a UFO, a cigar-shaped object falling from the sky. This footage was much clearer than previous ones and showed the object in great detail, confirming it was an unusual sight. Similarly, in England, another object appeared in the sky, remaining motionless and adding to the riddle. These brief clips were enough to continue discussions about possible otherworldly visitors. Now, a strange video made one person rethink even the clouds. A local observed a cloud changing its shape smoothly, moving through the sky in an unusual way. This left viewers wondering if they were witnessing some form of alien influence. Despite its odd behavior, the true nature of this event remains unknown, shrouded in speculation and possibly hidden by government officials. Once again, we encounter a video featuring what some are calling a flying man. In reality, it's just another indistinct object in the sky that has captured the attention of many. This time, two friends were playing soccer when they spotted something unusual in the sky. It wasn't an airplane or any known aircraft, but appeared to be a human figure moving across the sky. Intrigued, they zoomed in with their camera and captured the image of what looked like a person floating effortlessly through the air, maintaining a steady speed. Some might jump to the conclusion that this was a weather balloon, but a closer examination suggests otherwise. The size of the object, along with its human-like outline, points to something different. Could it possibly be an extraterrestrial being? That's a topic for discussion. Regarding the video itself, it is typical of what often appears online. The footage is blurry and unstable, raising more questions than it answers. It is said that the source of this video is unknown, and that there might be efforts by powerful figures to prevent its widespread release. Allegedly, this unidentified flying object was observed by regular people, yet it remains largely hidden from the public view, escaping the notice of mainstream media. We might ask if we're getting tired of these vague and poorly captured videos that surface periodically, sparking debate before disappearing as quickly as they appeared. What is the truth behind this sighting? That remains unclear. The video invites viewers to ponder and discuss what they believe might be happening. Despite the intrigue it generates, it offers little in the way of clear evidence. This pattern of intriguing yet inconclusive sightings seems to repeat itself, leaving us to wonder about the reality behind these occurrences without providing any definitive answers. A small neighborhood, people were startled to see something in the sky that looked just like a UFO. There are two main guesses about what this could be. Either it was a drone designed to create a stir and scare everyone, or it was actually beings from another planet paying us a visit. The idea of enjoying a flight with a view from the window sounds great until you imagine seeing a UFO right next to you. While this might seem highly unlikely, there was a passenger who claimed to have seen exactly that. They reported observing an object shaped like a tic-tac flying alongside their airplane, apparently keeping pace with it. The craft seemed to flicker in and out of view, leading the passenger to determine that it wasn't a typical airplane. Another part of the world in Russia, people had an unusual experience when they noticed what looked like a humanoid figure floating without purpose in the sky. This figure appeared to be examining the ground below, perhaps looking for something specific. The onlookers were so taken aback that all they could do was use their cameras to try and capture what they were seeing. People online have come up with various ideas about what this could be. One idea is that it was an alien, accidentally trapped in our world, a claim as intriguing as it is hard to prove. Another possibility is that it was just a helium balloon crafted to provoke curiosity and confusion among the public. As the day ended and the sun began to set, the calm of the evening was interrupted by the unexpected appearance of several flying objects shaped like discs. The people who saw them had no idea what to make of these objects hovering in the sky. They were left with no explanations, only the quiet, disturbing presence of these unexplained phenomena. What were these objects? Where did they come from? These questions remained unanswered, adding to the unsettling atmosphere as the objects continued to hover in the sky. As people watched with their cameras ready, they wondered if they were finally seeing the UFOs that movies and TV shows often talk about. In the background, a jet was also visible, adding more intrigue to the scene. There were several ideas floating around about what was happening. One group thought these might be aliens from outer space, and the jet was there to monitor them, ensuring they didn't cause trouble. Another group believed this was an example of advanced military technology usually kept hidden from the public. But in reality, all these ideas remained unproven and speculative. Moving to Shenyang, China, where locals were startled by a bright light shining from the top of a building. Many rushed to record this occurrence on their phones, with some interpreting it as a religious sign. Specifically, the return of Jesus Christ meant to save humanity from the troubles it had caused itself. This perspective was embraced by those with religious beliefs who saw it as a sign of hope. However, there were those who disagreed and looked for a more scientific explanation. They suggested that the light was simply the sun's rays bending through the thick pollution in the air. This idea seemed rational, except for the odd fact that the light appeared blue, which didn't match the usual color of sunlight. Despite all the attention it garnered, the source and nature of this light remained unexplained, leaving people to guess and discuss their theories online. As the sun dips below the horizon, the night sky whispers of shadows and light. What new sights will the night reveal? The deep portals from skies. Lastly, in the mountains of Georgia du Verdon in France, a man flying his drone expected to capture the beautiful landscapes. Instead, his drone recorded something that seemed to defy explanation. It appeared to suggest the possibility of teleportation or another similarly incredible phenomenon. Like the other events, this one too sparked much discussion and curiosity among the public. Everyone had their theories, but no solid explanations or understandings were forthcoming, keeping the true explanation out of reach. When you consider the event where a small, tube-like object swiftly moved through the sky and then disappeared behind the mountains, it's easy to be doubtful. This particular object was recognized as the well-known tic-tac-shaped aircraft, rumored to have teleportation capabilities. This only added more questions to an already growing list about such occurrences. Back in 2016, the people of Jerusalem had a very odd experience. They heard what sounded like trumpets coming from the sky. When they went outside, they saw a large circle of clouds directly overhead. Some people even thought this cloud formation was a portal sending messages out of our world. Though these ideas may seem far-fetched, it's likely that this was just a rare atmospheric condition. The disappearance of Malaysian flight MH370, which went missing on its way from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, is still unresolved. Over the past 10 years, both government and private organizations have searched extensively, but found nothing. A recently leaked video that claims to show the plane surrounded by 3 orbs before disappearing has sparked further speculation. Some people believe this could indicate that the plane was taken by aliens. This theory remains unconfirmed, but continues to intrigue those who follow unexplained aerial phenomena. Another strange report comes from a man who claims aliens visited his home. He posted a video online showing a triangular craft with bright lights hovering over his house. According to his video, the craft stayed briefly before opening a portal of light and vanishing through it. While opinions vary on whether the video is real, it certainly stands out as a significant claim of evidence for alien visitation. A man set out for a quiet walk, but ended up seeing what he described as a typical UFO, a circular object with strange green lights. This unexpected sight is another example of how unpredictable and confusing these events can be, leaving more questions open than providing answers. As we continue to witness these perplexing events and listen to stories of unusual happenings, however, the continuous lack of concrete evidence and the tendency for over-the-top stories only make real answers harder to find, keeping us in a constant state of curiosity and doubt. It might seem too perfect to be real, but many people claim they saw this event unfold right in front of them. Some suspect it could have been a prank involving a drone made to look like a UFO. However, keeping an open mind, there's always a chance that something unusual might happen. Consider this scenario. You step outside into your backyard to enjoy some fresh air, and instead find yourself staring at unusual lights hovering directly above your home. This event was not just an ordinary occurrence. The lights, which appeared as orbs, began to separate into distinct sections, captivating the onlookers. The movement of these lights was too erratic to dismiss as something normal. Those who saw it felt certain they were seeing a UFO examining their area. What its intentions were, however, remained unclear. We often hear stories about aliens and their spacecraft. Although most recorded evidence is of poor quality, some residents in China captured a very clear event. The lights they saw, which were peculiar orbs connected by lines of light, moved upward. To the observers, there seemed to be only one logical explanation: aliens. When examined closely, the lights fit the typical descriptions of alien spacecraft. Yet there's a possibility that what was seen were merely flares, or perhaps a new piece of military technology being secretly tested. The decision on what to believe about these occurrences is yours to make. Further adding to the concerns, a similar elongated object was observed moving through the skies above Banur. This sighting made the situation even more pressing, causing people to worry about their safety, despite not knowing what exactly they were dealing with. Was it a large spaceship? This heightened the level of uncertainty and concern among the community, prompting many questions, but providing few answers. Such incidents often leave people puzzled and anxious, wondering about the nature of what they've witnessed and what implications it might have for their safety and understanding of the world. During a live news broadcast, something unusual happened that even experienced newscasters couldn't explain. From a camera placed on one of the highest buildings, they saw strange patterns in the sky, quick, random movements going in different directions. People wondered if they were seeing fireworks, or perhaps spaceships traveling through the sky. So far, no one has been able to provide a clear explanation, leaving even experts unsure of what these phenomena might be. The dust settles, but the sky remains alive with pulsing lights. Are we truly alone, or is someone watching from above? The lights shining at night. The residents of Belgrade, Serbia, had an intriguing experience. They thought they were enjoying an unusually long sunset, but they soon realized that it was not the sun they were looking at. It was an object glowing orange and shaped like a triangle, giving off a rather intimidating feeling. The people who saw it called it a dragon. Although it didn't look like one, it was certainly unusual and hard to identify. The online community quickly labeled it an unidentified aerial phenomenon, yet no one could figure out exactly what it was or where it came from. Locals managed to capture video footage of a strange object falling from the sky. This object spun around and was shaped like a pod, unlike any typical aircraft. It had lights shining from the center, suggesting that it might be controlled by someone or something. This video became popular online and strengthened the belief in extraterrestrial intelligence among many viewers. Despite its shaky quality, it was considered an important piece of evidence pointing to the possibility of beings from other worlds. Each of these incidents was captured on video by local people who turned into unexpected witnesses of these strange events. They used their cameras to record these occurrences, which were then widely discussed and analyzed online. However, with all the attention and discussion these videos received, no one has yet come up with definitive explanations. The absence of clear answers has left many people frustrated, but also more convinced that there might be other beings in the universe. The ongoing debates and discussions about whether these are natural phenomena or signs of alien life continue to engage people around the world. Yet the lack of solid evidence only increases the interest and speculation surrounding these occurrences. On a cloudy evening, something strange happened in the sky that caught the attention of several people. Initially, it seemed like just a light, but soon it started moving in unusual ways that made it clear this was not an ordinary event. People thought of different explanations for this odd sight. Some guessed it could be a hologram, part of a fancy light show that hadn't been announced. Others thought it might be something supernatural, like spirits from another world. But the idea of a light show is a more reasonable explanation. As more people noticed, they saw not just one light, but many moving together like a group of small spacecraft. They moved in patterns that made them look like they were preparing for something big. The scene was so well organized that it looked like it was from a science fiction movie. Those who saw it up close were almost convinced they were seeing aliens visiting Earth. The display was dramatic, with lights and movements that looked like something from a movie about alien invasions. Later, a video captured by locals showed what appeared to be an alien spacecraft landing on Earth. The light from the craft and the effects it had on the atmosphere added to the belief that it was an alien visit. However, the truth behind this exciting event was much simpler. What people thought were aliens turned out to be a rocket's upper stage igniting and separating in the air. Despite the many conversations and theories it sparked, the event was a straightforward aerospace activity, not an extraterrestrial visit. This shows how easily extraordinary stories can develop from normal, although visually striking, events when people don't have all the information. People felt relieved when they learned that the bright, fire-like lights in the sky were part of a human space exploration effort. These lights took over the night skies above San Diego in an unusual way. Someone seeing these glowing orbs for the first time didn't understand what they were seeing. Initially, these lights stayed in one place. Then suddenly, two more lights appeared a little higher up, making the scene stranger as time went on. It might have been easy to think these were just lights on top of a building, but the new lights appearing made that explanation unlikely. As more time passed, all the lights slowly faded and then disappeared completely. They pulsed as they vanished, adding an unexpected element to the whole event. Meanwhile, in Florida, people expected to see a beautiful meteor shower. Instead, they saw something very different. The object in the sky didn't move like a meteor. It stayed still and released what looked like smoke before it completely faded away, leaving just a white orb in the dark sky. The event made people more curious and a bit uneasy. What started as a simple observation of a scientific activity turned into a confusing and slightly uncomfortable experience. The unpredictable behavior of these lights not only raised curiosity, but also made people cautious. This story might interest those who follow theories about unknown phenomena, or it could make some skeptical. Let's dive straight into the details. People were having a normal day walking through the park when they saw lights in the sky breaking into several smaller lights. Usually, people might think these were just shooting stars, but these lights behaved unusually, staying in the sky longer than expected. This unusual sight made many people think they were seeing something from another world. As the unusual lights hovered silently in the sky, onlookers might have easily mistaken them for celestial visitors. Yet, alternative explanations loomed possible. These phenomena could have been mere drones, or perhaps part of an orchestrated light display. The intrigue deepened beyond the riddle lights. Observers also noted an extraordinary cloud formation adorned with luminous rings. This spectacle was a rare deviation from the typical appearance of clouds, further fueling the curiosity and speculation among those who witnessed it. The evening air buzzed with theories and wonder, as the sky presented a display not commonly seen. As dawn approaches, let's continue to question what we see. Could there be more than meets the eye? The debate between reality behind strange sights. This strange cloud led people to talk about the possibility that spaceships from other worlds were hiding as clouds in our sky. It's an exciting thought, but probably a stretch. For instance, in Turkey, in January 2023, locals saw a cloud shaped unusually like a UFO. Everyone there started recording this strange sight with their phones, thinking they might be witnessing a hidden spaceship. Could our normal clouds really be disguises for visitors from space? Or maybe it was just a natural occurrence that looked unusual. Another event that made people talk happened to a passenger during a flight. As she looked out of her window, she saw a bright orb close to the plane. At first, people thought it must be something from another planet. But we should also think about simpler explanations, like a reflection of light that created an illusion. It might be easier to believe that these were just natural or human-made sights rather than thinking about visitors from space. Videos and photos of these events are all over the internet. For example, there's a video of a huge oval shape with many lights that looks like something from a movie about space. So what is truly happening? Are we the only intelligent beings in the universe? Or is Earth a popular spot for beings from other planets to visit? While these events are intriguing and get us thinking, they often have simpler explanations. Yet these events keep us wondering, and maybe it's wise to stay curious and keep looking up at the sky from time to time, just in case something truly unusual happens. Consider an incident where a glowing object was seen in Washington state. It captured the attention of many. Normally, such lights are just airplanes in their usual flight paths, but this particular light seemed misplaced. The person who recorded it believed he had encountered an alien. Given the odd appearance of the object, it's understandable why someone might think that. Yet no formal statement or clarification was issued by any official body, leaving the matter unresolved. Another case involved a cylindrical object in the sky, witnessed by a group of friends. They were sure it was a UFO. Some tried to explain it away as a weather balloon, but the shape didn't match any typical objects known to fly in our skies. Like many similar cases, no clear explanation was provided by experts, leaving room for ongoing speculation and unanswered questions. These examples show a pattern where people are quick to label unexplained sightings as evidence of extraterrestrial activity. It seems that the mere sight of something unfamiliar in the sky is enough for some to disregard logical explanations. Often, these unexplained phenomena have simpler, less exciting explanations that get ignored amid the thrill and anxiety of believing in alien life. While our skies may host a variety of unusual phenomena, concluding that they are alien in origin often reflects our fascination with the extraordinary rather than a factual basis. The video wasn't very clear, but it showed a strange object in the sky. Many people thought it might be from outer space, yet the real explanation for what was captured remains unknown. Shortly after, a peculiar white ring of smoke appeared overhead, which some began calling an angel's halo because of its shape and movement, though it's a peculiar comparison. As the video continued, several ideas were thrown around about this phenomenon, ranging from it being just a natural occurrence to a significant sign from above. It's interesting to see how quick people are to attach extraordinary labels to things they don't understand. Later, another unusual sight caught the attention of Californians, a riddle light that seemed to scan the sky. This led many to fear an alien visit. However, the anxiety was soon alleviated when it was revealed to be a rocket from SpaceX heading into space. It wasn't an invasion visitor, but a man-made object, doing what it was designed to do. This episode shows how we are quick to turn normal events into thrilling stories, even interpreting a routine rocket launch as a possible visit from outer space. Our tendency to weave dramatic stories from everyday occurrences highlights our desire for excitement. We often dismiss simple explanations in favor of more captivating ones, especially when confronted with the unknown. This inclination turns ordinary moments into tales of otherworldly encounters and divine signs, underscoring our fascination with the extraordinary. She sent this video to the authorities, who didn't respond, making people even more curious about what it could be. Could it have been a private experiment, a simple illusion, or something from another world? The lack of an official explanation made people even more eager to find out, leading to widespread discussion and speculation. This tendency to find excitement in such events shows how much people love a good story, especially one that's hard to explain. Every time something like this happens, whether it ends up being mundane or remains unexplained, it captures our imagination and keeps us talking and guessing. If you enjoy stories like this, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Be sure to hit the bell icon to stay updated with more intriguing content. What do you think it was? A secret experiment? A simple illusion? Or perhaps something extraterrestrial? Comment your thoughts below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more space mysteries.